Again, Jedem van het album Come Together van Sarah Smit. En ze is bij u te gast hier in de studio. Misschien ken je het verhaal en oors doe ik het in kwart nog even. Want ze komt al van een Iers zingen in Nederland. Friesland eigenlijk, om correct te wezen. Ze verbloedt je vaak voor haar Nederlands, maar ook Duitse tournees. Ze is vaak de gast in Noardewyn live. En ik hoop dat ik ze nog eens een keer in de studio met mij de complete band krijg. Of in het café natuurlijk. Je hoort haar wel even een peteer over het album. We hebben draaien nummers van draaien. En we gaan met Love Again. Sarah, welcome to the studio. Welcome to Noardewyn. How are you doing?
Yeah, Willem, 3 weeks into the tour and I'm still healthy and having a great time. So that's a big, big deal on tour. Yeah.
When was your first time in Holland? I think it's more than 10 years ago, something like that?
I think it's been around 10 years, actually. 2013. Yeah, 2013. I had released my first solo album at 2012. And a friend of mine discovered some of my music on Facebook, and he happened to live in Germany. And he hooked me up with this producer over here in Europe, and we recorded an album together starting in 2013. And so from there, the producer, Pat Anthony, and myself started traveling around the Netherlands and Germany and kind of, making a mark and starting to spread the Sarah Smith music around. So we started in these small little cafes, and even in Amsterdam, I played some cafes there a long time ago.
Long time ago. You are from Canada.
Yeah.
And you would, if you listen to your music, you would expect that America would be more important for you than Europe. Is that so, or...
America is definitely a very important market for us. The thing about America that a lot of people don't know is we as musicians have to buy work permits. And these work permits can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000. And you have to show proof that you're there every 40 or 28 days or 48 days or something like that. So you need a contract every 48 days to be able to have these work permits. If you go over there illegally, you better bet the Americans are going to catch you, which they have almost caught me a few times. And so I decided I better not ever do that illegally again. And so I had to buy the work permits. And it's very expensive. But during COVID, I had bought 2 work permits, $2,000 each, and I couldn't use them because we couldn't cross the borders. So, I lost some money, and I just said, I would just rather go somewhere where the borders are open to me and they love me and they accept me. And if they ask me what I'm doing, I can just say I'm coming over to play music, and they say, welcome in, come on over.
What a difference between here and Europe, because if you have people from Germany or Belgium, it's no problem, come to Holland, come to Amsterdam, come to Leeuwarden, play your songs and go home again. It's no problem. But between Canada and America, it's a big problem.
There's a big problem, and the border control is just ridiculous, really. It's just heavy, heavy, heavy. Like I tried to go to San Francisco to do a video shoot once, and they were drilling me like they weren't going to let me go. They thought somehow I would make money doing a video shoot. Like, no, man. Nope, not making money.
But was it the dream for you to play in America and get famous and the glamour and the glitter in USA, Hollywood, New York? And
No, that's never been my dream.
You never had an American dream for a rock musician?
No, my dream is a little bit more humble. My dream is about connecting with other people and just being able to play music. And, I see myself on big stages like theater shows and maybe opening for bigger acts like Bryan Adams, Melissa Etheridge, Sheryl Crow. That's the biggest dream I have. I don't want to be that person that's all over the magazines and getting their life ripped apart by tabloids and never being able to be alone. Never finding time to be alone. That's not what I want. I want to have a normal life and play music.
Good music, nice people around you.
Yes.
And traveling to Europe.
Yes.
Once in a while.
Yeah, traveling is definitely one of the number one things about our life that I love is I get to travel all over the world and meet amazing people. And connection is the thing that will save us in the end. It's the thing that heals us. It's the thing that, it's the energies that we exchange together that uplifts me and keeps me going night after night.
Is there a big difference how Canadians like music, talk about music, enjoy music, and how the Europeans are doing that? Or is it just the same all over the planet?
I think that Canadians we're pretty like laid back people. We're pretty apologetic people. We don't really go too crazy with things. You know, we're not overly enthusiastic. We just sort of we appreciate and respect each other, and you know. But in Europe, it feels that they very very much appreciate the arts, and I feel that they respect all the work it goes into becoming an artist and traveling and making this life our life. So I do believe that there's some extra respect here for artists in Europe.
It all started with a band, The Joys. What kind of band was it?
Ooh,
for you?
That was a rock and roll train.
Real, all the cliches of rock and roll?
Yep, you got it.
How did it start?
It started, you know, I was in this like pop band called Pop Joy, and it was my band. I had a pink mohawk and shaved sides, and we just jumped up and down and sang 80s cover songs, and we just made them into like four on the floor, like baby, you know that I got it. I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, what's your desire? And then we would just be jumping up and down and singing these tunes. And eventually we started writing songs, and they were sort of like ska rock songs. And then we decided, we found touring life, and we got a little bit darker, a little bit more jaded, and we erased the pop, and we just became the Joys.
Was a good time, but not for a very long time, isn't it?
It was 10 years, a decade.
10 years,
yep.
Okay. Oh.
And it was fantastic. It was a great time. It was also hard and sacrificial. Like a lot of us lost relationships, and you know, we missed weddings and we missed funerals and we missed our families, and we were touring all the time.
A little bit of cliche rock and roll thing.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
Be free.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe too free.
Too free. I don't think anybody should be allowed to be that free. Problems.
Why did it stop?
Because of that.
Okay, yeah, it was enough.
Yeah.
It was okay. Done it, been there, done it.
Been there, done it,
yeah.
Exactly. And we just had decided, you know, okay, we're kind of destroying our lives. Maybe we should take a step back and heal. And in that time, I was like, oh, this is all I know how to do is music, so I'm just going to keep going as my own music. And it caught on fire, and people started following me and requesting my own tunes. So it was pretty lucky that I got to do that.
Did the songwriting then started, or was it earlier that you wrote your own songs?
Yes, I started writing songs as soon as I remember. You know, my mom and dad put me in piano lessons, and I also played the drums when I was a little kid. And
you had a drum set at home?
Well, my mom was a school secretary, so she would bring the drum kit home from school.
Oh, that was nice.
On the weekends, and in the summer, we would have the full drum kit in the house. It was
nice for the neighbors.
Yeah, well, we lived on a farm. No neighbors, the cows.
Good for the cows, yeah.
So yeah, but you know, I would write like at piano lessons. I would start the song and reading the paper and reading the notes, and I would start the song, and then the piano teacher told me that I would just start going into La La Land and making up all my own music as I was going. I was only about 7, but I would be making up all these songs. And so the piano teacher told my mom, she's just not really good at this, so you should just let her be creative. And from there, I was just allowed to sort of do my own thing on the piano, and I started writing songs and putting my emotions into that. And then I got given a guitar. And I was that kid that sat in their room all day, nonstop, writing music. And nobody knew what I was doing. And one day, after about 2 years of being this emo teenager locked in my bedroom, I came out of the bedroom and I sat my parents down and I played them this breakup song. And their faces were just like shocked, and they were crying. They were bawling their eyes out. And it was then that I just knew, oh, I got something here.
I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a nice story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever had lessons in writing songs? Because writing songs it's also about structure of songs and did you had help, or are you completely autodidact?
I had zero help. I was obsessed with we had this thing in Canada called Columbia House, and it was the CD collecting company, and you could buy 10 CDs for 1 cent.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
So they would mail you 10 CDs, and then after that, you'd have to buy 5 CDs at like $30 each, right? But it was called Columbia House, and so I just like was obsessed, and I would change my name and my address so I could keep getting the 10 CDs for 1 cent. And so I got like 100 of these CDs, and I was obsessed with music, Bryan Adams, and Alanis Morissette, and I would just listen, Counting Crows, Tom Petty. I would listen over and over, Sheryl Crow, and just like dive into these CDs and nonstop listen to them. So that's how I got my knowledge of songwriting and formulas and how a song is structured.
Are you still writing the songs on the same way that you did 10, 20 years ago? Or did it change through the years?
I think it's changed, but what's changed mostly is just the meaning behind the songs. I can, allow myself to dig really deep and get the feeling out through the songs. I used to just let the song come out the way it came out, but now I go back and I edit the lyrics and I make more sense to the listener. And I can also write from a place that's not me. People hire me to write songs for them, and that's a really cool gift I get to do for myself and for them, is take their feelings or their story and give them a song.
We played a song of the new album, Come Together, and the song was Love Again. Mm-hmm. What do you remember? How did you wrote it?
My producer Pat came up with the guitar lick, and from there we sort of talked about how we wanted to make this into like a little bit of a Shania Twain anthem sort of song about whatever I wanted to write it about. And that was what came out was just, how do you move from a serious relationship that broke? I've been divorced. How do you move from that and then let your heart free again to love? You can be in a relationship and say you're in love, but how do you actually let that heart go? It's been a challenge that I've been dealing with. And one day it just happened, and I was able to let go and let my heart be free, and I was able to commit again and just love again. Yeah.
Because you're going to marry.
Yes, I'm getting married.
Congratulations.
Getting married, yes.
In February, wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me to just really realize that, I'm ready, and I'm really excited. We've been together 5 years. We are getting married on February 7th, the 5 years mark of when we fell in love.
That's good news.
Yeah.
That's how the song Love Again was created, and the idea behind it. What's the next song we can play from the album, which is nice?
I think we should play Surrender next. This is a really beautiful song recorded here in Europe as well. And the song is just about, when there's no answers, the final thing to do is just to throw your hands up and let go and surrender everything to the universe.
You better be loving. You better be true. Show me a sign of believing. I'll see it in the crazy times. Give them a ball for you. Find the strength inside. Do what I have to do. Offer up all my life so you can use me now. I feel your power within. Let go of everything. I'll surrender. I believe. I'll surrender. I believe. I've been living here in the dark places of my mind.
Prachtig nummer van Sarah Smit en het nieuwe album Come Together. En stiert deze op Surrender. Ze kwam er zelf wel even mee hoor. Het had bijna wel wat van een gospelnummer. Het is it sounds like a gospel song almost.
Yes, it's
nice choir.
Yeah, it's going back to my roots, like I was raised in the church, and my mother was a church choir leader, and she was a bit biased, so I always got the little solo parts. I was 5 years old when I did my first solo in church. I was only 5. I remember standing up there with my little 5-year-old body, singing the song. And I remember looking out at all the old ladies in the church, and they were bawling, they were crying, their little gray hair and their crying eyes, and I thought, ooh, I like this.
This is going to be my thing. Yeah. And the album, if you have 18 songs of it.
Yeah.
And the last one is Your Name and then God.
Yeah.
Is it also about your religion and your youth? That song?
I would not say that it's about religion. I definitely am not religious, but it's about, feeling lost and needing help. And that was written during the pandemic. I was just walking down the beautiful forest road where I live, and the sun was breaking through the forest, and there was this light shining on me, and I was feeling so depressed and dark because I had lost all of the big picture of my life. I thought, there's no way I'm ever going to ever make a living from music ever again. And so I was in such a dark mood, and this light was shining in on me, and I knew that this light was something bigger than me, and that it would help me find my way.
And it did help.
It did, yes. And the music really helps, and having people around me that supported and loved me through it all. I still was able to make a living from music during the pandemic. I don't know how. I did so many shows online. People hired me to write songs. I actually was able to tour and play shows, even though it was the pandemic. And it was all because of people that I was able to make a living.
Is that a lesson maybe we or you learned of the whole COVID period, that how dark the future maybe looks, you can survive?
Yeah, that's a huge lesson. But my biggest lesson is that I can survive with the help of other people. And it takes reaching out. And it takes humbling myself enough to ask for help, because, I love helping people, but when I need it, it's hard for me to ask for it. But we all need to feel that we're helping another person. So if you need help, ask for it, because you're giving that person a gift to help you back.
New album, Come Together. What's the story of the album? Is that partly COVID? It's partly Canada. It's also European. What kind of record is it for you?
Yeah, Coming Together is about, 9 songs were produced here in Europe during COVID, a lot of co-writes and productions by Pat Anthony. And then 9 songs were produced and written in Canada. Some of those songs were written with my bandmates, Stuart McClellan here in the studio. He actually wrote 3 of the songs on the album. And Mick Delavie, he's a music guy in Canada, and he produced 9 of those songs as well. Actually, one of the songs was also produced by my friend Tim Steinruck. And so those Canadian tracks and those European tracks, they were put together on one album. And usually you can't really mix different sounds.
No, that's yeah.
Right.
That's my big question. How do you manage to get it on one level?
That's the big thing. So I hired a mastering company that really, that was kind of a big expense for me. And they were able to sort of balance the sounds a bit and make them sound sort of similar. And maybe to the naked ear, you would not even be able to hear which songs are from Europe and which songs are from Canada now. But that's why I put the album as Come Together. It's just, we are so far apart in this world, but we are so, so close. And I'm learning this from all the travels. We are all the same. Really, it's amazing. It's beautiful.
Because how do you live in Canada? It's in the open, isn't it?
In Canada, I live. You mean like, is it wide open spaces?
Yeah.
Actually, I live in the mountains, and I live on an island, and so I'm surrounded by ocean and mountains.
But no neighbors?
No, I have a few neighbors, but I'm not on a huge property. But I definitely have a lot of space and privacy, and it's definitely not like the Netherlands where it's all, close together and building upwards. And it's not a city that I live in, for sure. It's more of a village.
Because the reason I asked for it, on one hand, you're very into working together, talk to people, having connection. And then you also, at the same time, need some space to have privacy in your own life and not too many people around you. Is that a sort of
great
way of life for you?
That
you have both?
Totally. It's all about balance for me. And yin yang, right? So the yin, whatever side the yin is of all the people that are in my life, I also need the yang, which is all the privacy and solo time as well, and time with my family. I definitely need both worlds. There's no way I could survive with just one. If I was just on the road, I could not survive. If I was just at home, I could not survive. I need both.
Yeah. Great life.
Yeah. Well,
And traveling a lot to Europe and talk about life in the studio in Leeuwarden, in Ljouwert.
yes.
Talk about the new album. 18 songs, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. I had a lot to say.
I didn't know that it all fits on one CD.
That's the top max that you can put on a CD.
There's no second left.
Nope. I think there was 13, 14 seconds left, something like that. Yeah.
All the songs, did you wrote them also in the COVID period? Or is it more a collection of a longer period?
It's a collection of just during COVID and after COVID. So, there's a lot of different emotions in there. There's a lot of free thoughts that have come out, and a lot of sadness and pain. But music always, for me, is the answer. So if I'm feeling sadness or pain, the music helps me to find the hope. And a lot of my songs are that theme of hope.
And now playing. You had a very busy time, I heard.
Yes, this summer was just crazy insane. Trying to balance my life, being at home, and also life on the road. And after COVID, people started coming out again, and musicians all of a sudden were needed and wanted. And a lot of musicians quit, and there wasn't that many musicians left. But some musicians, some new guys have appeared, some new people. So I'm one of the old ones that's still around, still
old
alive.
school.
Yeah, still alive and kicking. Yeah. So I got offered a lot of jobs this year, a lot of festivals, and toured a lot in Canada. And I was very busy. And then I went from my busiest summer to a busy tour in Europe. So I have 10 more shows to go, and I'm just very grateful to be healthy.
Yeah, and you play in Holland, but also in Germany. I think it's going very well also in Germany, isn't it?
Yeah, we also played in Czech and Austria this time as well. We have a little fan group that comes out to those shows as well. But yeah, Germany is growing for sure. Every time we go there, we have a few more fans in each town. And some of these fans, they travel the whole tour with us. And they take time off, they have vacations, and they come with us the whole time. And really, it's become a family. It's a family.
Happy with the album?
I'm very happy with the album. It was something that I put out very quickly. I felt like I just wanted to throw up all these songs, just barf them out, blah, get them out of me and move on. But I ended up really liking what came out. So, I'm really happy with it.
And happy to have you in the studio again. And you're now staying at Dokkumer I of the I.
I'm staying in the big city of A. Yeah, with the Dream Project Studios and Klaska and Alka and Figuera family, and they always treat us so great and beautifully. I also just want to say, if you have a chance to listen to my music, if you can come out and see the show live, that's where the songs really come alive. My band, Stuart McClellan on guitar and Lonnie Glass on bass and Robin McDonald on the drums, have just kicked these songs up 1,000 times. So you got to come out and check them out live, because that's where we really shine.
Perfect. What's going to be the last song we're going to play from the album? What
This is probably our favorite song to play on this tour. It's called Wake Up the Angels, and this song is just an emotional, just a banger. It starts out pretty emotional, and we just rock the heck out of it. So hope you enjoy it.
Thank you for coming. And good luck with the album. It's a very nice one. Thank you.
Thank you, Willem. Friesland, Papa.
Just on our shoulders. I hear your voice now.